The Shedeur-Sanders draft saga finally ended Saturday in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft after the Browns traded up to pick number 144 overall to select the Colorado quarterback. Sanders now joins the Browns quarterback room that includes Dylan Gabriel, selected Friday night in the 3rd round, as well as Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, and an injured Deshaun Watson. Sanders said after he was selected that the main thing for him now is proving to the Browns they were right about picking him. Meantime, before Cleveland selected Sanders on day 3, video on social media showed the QB prospect answering a prank call on day 2 that falsely claimed to be Saints general manager Mickey Loomis. The caller said, quote, "We're going to take you with our next pick," but added he would have to wait a bit longer. That caller was identified as 21-year-old Jax Ulbrich, the son of Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich. Jax later apologized to Shedeur. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
This is the story of the One. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
And we are the Imperial Valleys, AM 1230 KXO, El Centro, California. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood following a great weekend. So many things happening over the weekend, and the weather, for the most part, cooperated, unless, of course, you had plans on going to the floating Easter egg hunt. That got squelched. It's been postponed. It was already a week late, Jared, but they're going to move it even a week further down the road.
Well, at least the weather will hopefully cooperate, you know.
Well, let's see.
You don't want to be swimming in the wind. You want to swim when it's hot out, you know?
Yeah. The floated, we'll tell you about it coming up in the news, but the floating Easter egg hunt combination, high winds, and the heater issues at the aquatic center. Water temperatures were a little bit chilly. So they postponed the floating Easter egg hunt. Like I said, it was already a week late. What the heck? Oh, well. Okay, let's look back in history. On this date in 2016, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos made $6 billion in about 20 minutes after shares of Amazon jumped 10% in after-hours trading. But let's put that into perspective, okay? It's not nearly as much as his ex-wife made on divorce day. And she's giving it away, which I think is very nice.
Yeah, she's charitable.
Yes, and while we're talking about Jeff Bezos, did you know he has an electric vehicle company called Slate Auto? Were you aware of that?
I was not aware of that.
Okay. Anyway, Slate Auto is offering an electric truck for under $20,000. Okay. It's decidedly low-tech with hand-cranked windows, no information screen, knobs for the vents, and the base model comes unpainted. Okay?
You paint it yourself. You take it home.
Yeah, now it does come with a windshield wiper. I understand his name is Jose. So,
I heard with these Jeff Bezos, I'm thinking about it. They say that they when they deliver them, all the tires are going to be bald.
I guess, yes. Okay, why not? With a part right down the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. And we've got birthdays to celebrate today. So if you're ready, actor, singer Anne Margaret is 84. Actor Paul Guilfoyle is 76. It's a name you may not remember, but the face you would recognize in a heartbeat. Former Tonight Show host Jay Leno, 75. Actor Mary McDonnell, 73. Actor Bridget Moynihan, 54. Actor Chris Young, 54. Actor Jorge Garcia, 52. Actor Elizabeth Rom, 52. Actor Penelope Cruz, 51. Actor Nate Reichert, 47. The Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan Scott, are 47. Actor Jessica Alba, 44. Actor Harry Shum Jr., 43. Actor Jenna Ushkowitz, 39. Actor Alicia Allen is 34. Local birthdays coming up.
My name is Shelley Wilkinson, and I am an Imperial Valley Food Bank board member. Food has the power to fuel communities, especially among those struggling to find their next meal. As the main distribution center of donated food in Imperial County, we store, rescue, and purchase food in bulk to serve 25,000 people each month at over 30 locations. Join the fight against hunger and food insecurity in the Imperial Valley by donating online today at www.ivfoodbank.org.
Let's say happy birthday, Antonio Aguirre, Carolyn Marlin, Jack Albertson, Jeremiah Underwood, Clarissa Valencia, Isabella Rose Garcia, James Green, David Fimbres, Joy Iniguez, Kayla Antonio, Fidel Alvarez, Dory Contreras, John Mays, Isabel Navarro, Tabitha Banaga, Francis Ramirez, Yamel Zarazuza, Rex Gavin Espinoza, Cynthia Campagna, Jerry Grijalva, Anna Simpson, and Mary Locke. Happy birthday from Kxo. Okay, and many happy returns. Word now out of the Vatican is that the Conclave of Cardinals will take place a week from Wednesday. And I know it's hard to believe, but people are actually placing bets on who the next pope will be. At least that's what I heard during my fantasy pope draft meetings. And maybe one of the networks ought to step up and, just do a Pope Idol type show. Okay, yeah.
Have a talent show for the popes?
I suppose, why not make everything a contest? Okay. I trust you had a good weekend.
I did have a good weekend. Oh, yes. How about yourself?
It went by very quickly, but had a good weekend and spent some time in the garden getting lots of tomatoes right now. But I found we have some Orioles in the backyard, and they fancy tomatoes.
Oh.
They are eating the tomatoes off the vine before we can pick them.
Aw.
But it's making the Orioles happy.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Keep them happy.
Yeah. Okay. We've got real news if you're ready.
Uh-huh.
We're going to jump in with a look at World in California news headlines brought to you by the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District, delivering real-time updates about the air that we breathe.
CBS News Brief. The Kremlin's announced ceasefire in Ukraine next week while Russia celebrates its victory over Nazi Germany. The BBC's Steve Rosenberg.
In a statement, the Kremlin said it was motivated by humanitarian considerations and that all military actions would cease for 72 hours. Russia, it said, expected Ukraine to follow suit.
Trump administration said it would abandon peace talks if there was no movement this week. White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt says President Trump will sign an executive order targeting sanctuary cities that don't cooperate with immigration crackdown.
He has restored the rule of law, enforced our immigration laws, and defended America's sovereignty.
The Coast Guard says it's identified a boat that hit a ferry in Clearwater, Florida, killing one person before leaving the scene. This woman was on the ferry.
We just did our best to try to stay calm for the kids and the other families around us, and my husband actually went and helped other people that were on the boat with open wounds.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The Imperial County Air Pollution Control District delivers real-time information about the quality of the air you breathe. Visit the website at apcd.imperialcounty.org to stay informed about air quality around the valley. The website also includes information for upcoming meetings, programs, and there's access to the dust cams set up around the valley. Visit apcd.imperialcounty.org today.
California headline news: concern growing at California ports where the impact of tariffs on China are expected to be felt. Mario Cordero, CEO of the Port of Long Beach, says he's already seeing fewer ships.
What we're seeing is not only a reduction of volume, a reduction of vessel calls, and what that's going to result in a reduction of jobs.
Cordero saying he expects President Trump to announce the leveling of still more new tariffs. State Attorney General Rob Bonta explaining the state's involvement in a multi-state lawsuit against the Trump administration over federal funding towards education.
In California alone, an estimated $7.9 billion of critical education funding is on the line.
Bonta alleging that President Trump has exceeded his authority under the Constitution and violated the law. Thousands of LA County workers expected to go on strike for 2 days this week. Members of the Service Employees International Union are planning to strike from 7 o'clock tonight to 6:59 Wednesday night. Lakers on the verge of elimination from the NBA playoffs after falling to the Timberwolves Sunday. They're down 3-1. Jeff Scott, California News.
World in California News headlines brought to you this morning by the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District. Log on to imperialvalleyair.org for real-time information about the air that we breathe.
This Entertainment Insider is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Oscar winner Denzel Washington is starring in the new Broadway production of Othello, and he can't wait to get to the stage every day.
This is the most excited I've been this century. Seriously. I haven't been this excited about anything I've done as I am about this.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You can save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, junior hot and crispy fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
And it's page one of the local news. Page one has service of El Centro Motors, Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They have 3 locations to serve you. At El Centro Motors, in the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and at the Imperial Valley Mall.
KXO News. Violent suspect in custody. A disturbance at the Kxo Walmart ended in the arrest of a local transient. Here is Aaron Atadero.
Kxo police responded to the store at about 4:50 p.m. Saturday after receiving a report of a disturbance. A 38-year-old man, Jesse Romero, had entered the store and using a lighter he took from a display attempted to burn merchandise in the store. Romero was confronted by a store employee and then Romero assaulted that employee. Romero continued aggressive behavior when confronted by Kxo police and violently resisted arrest, attempting to reach for the firearm and taser of one of the officers. Romero, with numerous prior convictions, including one for arson at the former Burger King in Kxo, was treated for minor injuries at El Centro Regional Medical Center and then booked at Imperial County Jail on multiple felony charges, including attempted arson, burglary, felony assault, and felony resisting arrest. One Kxo police officer was injured in the altercation and is currently receiving treatment. In the KXO Newsroom, I'm Aaron Atadero.
And he was the guy that burned down the former Burger King in Kxo. Got to take him, put him away. A missing teen reportedly found. Calipatria teen found. According to a report, 16-year-old Annie Kathleen has been found. We had a missing report last week. Anaheim police had issued a missing person alert. They said the teen was last seen last Sunday at Disney California Adventure Park. Reports are a Mexicali resident spotted the teen in a vacant lot on the east side of Mexicali. They recognized her from pictures on social media. The resident called police, and officers found her hiding in a trash bin. Police took her to Mexicali Police Department and called her family. They said the teenager's mother arrived and took custody of her daughter. Police officials said she appeared in good health, and although she seemed to be in a little distress, there is no information as to how the teen got to Mexicali or why she was there, since she does not have any family or connections to the city. KXO Local News Time, 7:43.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers have the best price on name brand tires guaranteed. Now we're talking Michelin, Pirelli, Dunlop, Bridgestone, Continental, and more. See a Quick Lane service advisor and get the best price guaranteed. Remember, Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and they're conveniently located in the Brawley Auto Center, at the Imperial Valley Mall, at El Centro Motors, and their new mobile service van comes to you with no added charge.
The Imperial County Board of Supervisors approved an agreement with Catholic Charities. Here is Aaron Atadero.
The board allocated $1,183,000 for the Homeless Housing Assistance and Prevention Program Round 4 Day Center Project, the HHAP. The project will enhance local efforts to address homelessness by expanding access to essential services, including hygiene facilities, case management, and housing navigation. The funds are allocated through May 31st, 2027. The board, acting as the Air Pollution Control Board, approved an amendment to increase funding by $470,000 for the paving project with El Centro Elementary School District under the Community Air Protection Program. The funds will support cleaner air and safer school environments, according to the board. In the KXO Newsroom, I'm Aaron Atadero.
2 injured in a traffic collision. 2 people were injured, and Interstate 8 was blocked for a time on Friday. A collision involving a big rig and a small SUV was reported at about 12:30 p.m. on eastbound Interstate 8. Near Holdridge Road, the SUV hit the semi, resulting in minor injuries to both drivers. The wreckage blocked the freeway, with one lane reopening at about 3 p.m., and the second lane opening up later. Traffic was detoured onto the frontage road while the collision was cleared. That's it for page 1 of local news. Page 2 and weather up next.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They have 3 locations in the valley. They also have mobile service vans that come to you while your car's just sitting there at work or in the driveway at home. All you have to do is call El Centro Motors and schedule an appointment.
Let's talk about it, bringing community mental health issues to your radio. Listen each Sunday morning to KXO AM 1230 at 7 a.m. or on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. on FM 107.5. Or log on to KXORadio.com for a podcast of the show in its entirety. This program is produced by the Public Affairs Department of KXO AM 1230 and FM 107.5. Let's Talk About It is presented as a public service of Imperial County Behavioral Health Services.
Page 2 of the local news with a side of weather, brought to you by Burgers and Beer, serving the best burgers in town. Daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and every day happy hour from 3 till 6 p.m.
County supervisors set salary parameters. They are for the county executive officer applicants. The salary will be determined by qualifications. The Board of Supervisors determined the CEO's salary would be determined by the applicant's qualifications, and the range is between $230,000 and $290,000. The search for the new CEO is now underway. The new CEO would fill the vacancy left by Miguel Figueroa, who was recently dismissed from the position. The county has still not revealed a reason for the dismissal. The supervisors also set the salary range for a new clerk of the Board of Supervisors. That position became vacant the same day as the CEO position. And there was another wreck on Friday. We had 2 wrecks happening. There was a second one. It was Friday night, and it blocked Interstate 8 near Incopa Road. Accident occurred at about 7:45 p.m. on eastbound Interstate 8 by the Incopa off-ramp. Apparently, a big rig went out of control, ran off the roadway, and slammed into the side of the mountain. The accident blocked the freeway as emergency responders were on scene, and then for several hours as cleanup continued. One person was transported to El Centro Regional Medical Center for treatment. The accident remains under investigation. USDA is cracking down. They want to ensure illegals do not receive federal benefits, and guidance has been issued. The U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke L. Rollins, and Acting Deputy Undersecretary for Food, Nutrition, and Consumer Services, John Walk, issued guidance to all state agencies directing them to enhance identity and immigration verification practices when determining eligibility for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. The guidance is one of many steps toward fulfilling President Trump's executive order, which directs the USDA and other federal agencies to enhance eligibility verification systems to the maximum extent possible to ensure that taxpayer-funded benefits exclude any ineligible alien. And we were talking about that El Centro Easter egg hunt earlier. Well, here's the details. The hunt was delayed from last Saturday. It was scheduled for last Saturday, and it has been rescheduled. The city of El Centro said that high winds and heater issues at the El Centro Aquatic Center caused the pool water temperature to fall below the required 75 degrees. The event has been rescheduled for Saturday, May 3rd. That is this Saturday. Hopefully it's nice out. You can have a good time. KXO Local News Time, 7:49. We'll take a look at weather.
Hungry for the best burger in town or an ice-cold beer? Did you know that Burgers & Beer has happy hour every day from 3 to 6? Get drink specials all day like Margarita Monday, Tonic Tuesday, Wine Down Wednesday, and Thirsty Thursday. For April specials, try the drink of the month, the Masters Azalea, and Nick Ultra bottles are on special. Don't forget to try the plate of the month, Philly Fries. Burgers & Beer, proudly serving you, your family, and friends since 1985. Open daily starting at 9. Burgers & Beer, for the best burger in town.
The National Weather Service says temperatures will warm daily back to above normal by the middle of this week, with above normal temperatures continuing through the end of the week. Dry conditions through the week will precede another weather disturbance that's anticipated to bring more elevated winds and cooler temperatures to the region this weekend. 75 the high in the valley yesterday, 51 the overnight low. Wind gusts peaked at 35 miles an hour yesterday afternoon. Today will be sunny with a high near 82. West wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming north-northwest. Clear tonight with a low around 59. Southwest wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming southeast after midnight. Tuesday will be sunny with a high near 91. West wind about 5 miles an hour. 61 degrees, 55% relative humidity. Wind out of the west 7 to 10 miles an hour. Air quality remains good throughout the valley. Local news, page 2, brought to you by Burgers & Beer, the place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Bring the family, meet your friends at Burgers & Beer.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
And it's Sports Time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Hospital, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. Major League Baseball yesterday, everybody in action. Nationals slipped by the Mets 8-7. It was the Tigers shutting out the Orioles 7-0. Red Sox beat up on the Guardians 13-3. Astros topped the Royals 7-3. Twins blanked the Angels 5-0. Brewers beat the Cardinals 7-1. Reds rolled the Rockies 8-1. Giants slipped by the Rangers 3-2. Athletics edged the White Sox 3-2. Diamondbacks dumped the Braves 6-4. Mariners nipped the Marlins 7-6. The Yankees took 2 from the Blue Jays, 11-2 and 5-1. Meanwhile, it was the Phillies over the Cubs 3-1. Dodgers dumped the Pirates 9-2, and the Rays took they swept the series. They beat the Padres 4-2.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all of your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Raleigh, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all Pioneer services, visit www.pmhd.org today.
And NBA playoffs continue. The Knicks nipped the Pistons 94-93. Meanwhile, it was the Celtics 107, the Magic 98. Pacers beat the Bucks 129-103, and the Timberwolves topped the Lakers 116-113. Timberwolves with a 3-1 advantage in the playoffs. Coming up today, it'll be Cleveland at Miami and Houston at Golden State. Tuesday's matchup, Milwaukee at Indiana, Detroit at New York, Orlando at Boston, and the Lakers have to go to Denver, and the Clippers go to Denver. In other news, Milwaukee Bucks star Damian Lillard will undergo an MRI today to determine the severity of the left lower leg injury that forced him to exit last night's Game 4 loss to the Pacers in the first quarter. That's it for Sports Time. Sports Time brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Hospital. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers.
Since 1901, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has provided the finest printing and copying services from start to finish. When you choose Imperial Printers Rocket Copy, you can feel confident in our expertise and personal attention to your project. We have a team of professional graphic designers ready to take your ideas and make them a reality. From promotional merchandise, full-color brochures, blueprints, and high-speed copies to business forms and everything else in between, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers dependable and affordable quality printing. Thank you for choosing locally owned and operated Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. We have convenient locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley.
Financial news and a brief look at the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company that protects you, your home, your business, your construction site 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Consumer sentiment plunged 8% in April from the prior month to a final reading of 52.2, according to the University of Michigan. That was a slightly smaller decline than a preliminary reading from earlier this month, which didn't capture people's reaction to Trump's 90-day tariff delay. Sentiment in April was at its fourth lowest level on records going back to 1952. Trump's unpredictable trade war has weighed on Americans' attitudes towards the economy over the past few months. And now the Federal Reserve and Wall Street are watching to see if that means consumers become more cautious with their spending or even pull back entirely. Consumer spending powers the vast majority of the U.S. economy, so such a development would inherently mean weaker economic growth or possibly even a recession. Taking a look at what's going on elsewhere, small businesses say they are being hit hardest by the uncertainty with the Trump tariffs. According to sources, the small businesses are most dependent on the goods coming in, and will have to raise prices, cut staff, delay growth plans, or shut down entirely just to keep up with the rising cost of imports they can't source domestically. Taking a look at the big board right now, we're seeing mixed numbers. The Dow right now up 142 points at 40,255. The S&P 500 is even at 55.25. The NASDAQ is off 51.26. The rally in the Dow highlighted by gains for shares of Boeing and Caterpillar. Gold has jumped $45 an ounce, $3,343 per ounce of gold right now. Oil is off 70 cents per barrel.
Southwest Security has been protecting properties 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, right here in Imperial and Coachella Valleys. Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been in the private security business for over 25 years and have always made it my mission to always provide my clients with the highest quality security services available. Your satisfaction is my number one priority. And don't forget Southwest Postal, the only postal center in Imperial Valley with 24/7, 365 access to your post office box. Access when you need it. Located on the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
It will be sunny today with a high near 82, west wind about 5 miles an hour. Clear tonight with a low around 59, southwest wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming southeast after midnight. Tuesday will be sunny with a high near 91, west wind about 5 miles an hour. 63 degrees, 52% relative humidity, wind out of the west 7 to 10, air quality is good. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Postal, the only postal box service in the valley offering 24-hour-a-day, 365 days a year service. Southwest Postal, 4th and Heil, El Centro.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO, El Centro, on AM 1230.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by T-Mobile Business Advantage.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Trump is due to sign 2 executive orders today designed to ramp up his immigration crackdown, and his border czar has issued a warning to undocumented immigrants.
At an early morning White House press briefing,
you cannot hide from ICE.
Tom Homan said that people who are in the country illegally will be prosecuted if they remain here.
If you fail to leave the United States after receiving a removal order, we can and will issue monetary fines up to $998 a day.
The Trump administration requires that undocumented immigrants who are 14 and older register or face penalties. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
And Homan disputes claims from an undocumented mother who was deported to Honduras with her 2 young children. She says she was not given the option to leave the 2 U.S. citizens with relatives here in this country. The Kremlin announced a Ukraine ceasefire to begin May 8th. There's been no comment from Kyiv, which has sought a 30-day ceasefire. CBS's Charlie D'Agata.
The official line out of the Pentagon, as Secretary Hegseth, it's the same as it's coming out of the White House. They want to stop the killing. So even if that's temporary, it shows a level of restraint, and anything that can stop the killing even temporarily, even if it's a gesture from the Kremlin, it does show a bit of accommodation and a bit of wiggle room.
The Vatican says the conclave to pick a successor to Pope Francis will begin 1 week from Wednesday. CBS News contributor Delia Gallagher is in Rome.
In the last 2 conclaves, a pope has been chosen within 2 days, so we could expect perhaps something similar, but you never know.
Correspondent Holly Williams reports on a major power outage today in parts of Europe.
It's primarily affecting 2 countries, Spain and Portugal. Those 2 nations in southern Europe have a combined population of over 50 million people. So this is a very big deal. Parts of France were also apparently briefly affected.
Now to Florida, CBS's Manuel Bojorquez has more on the aftermath in Clearwater after a boat hit a ferry and then fled.
At least 1 person has died, and police say 6 patients were declared trauma alerts, with 2 transported to the hospital by helicopter.
They came through where the captain sits, like he was pinned down.
Marco Vecchio and his wife Brenda Alvarez were on board.
We just did our best to try to stay calm for the kids and the other families around us, and my husband actually went and helped other people that were on the boat with open wounds.
Authorities have identified the boat involved in the incident. Forecasters say parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin are in line for storms today, potentially packing tornadoes. Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is up 144 points. This is CBS News.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Get the savings you want on America's largest 5G network. Visit T-Mobile.com/choice55 and start saving today.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power Charge that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
New inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Chubby Checker, a first-time nominee, will dance his way into the class of 2025. Other first-timers, Bad Company and Outkast. Soundgarden, White Stripes, and Joe Cocker will be inducted too.
What would you do if I sang?
Cyndi Lauper is the only female solo artist who makes the cut. The induction ceremony will be held November 8th in Los Angeles. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The action vampire flick Sinners topped the weekend box office for a second straight week, taking in $45 million in ticket sales. The re-release of Revenge of the Sith came in second. The Accountant 2 came in third. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio.
Danger, excitement, mustaches. It's time for another episode
With Carroll Buckley, AM 1230 KXO. 1230